Okay, good day. This is Mr. T. This is One Point Perspective and my cute, adorable son named Luke. One Point Perspective. Okay, what we need to do is we need to start with a blank page and then we throw down a horizon line. Then we place a dot in the middle. That becomes our vanishing point. Then I'm going to create a whole bunch of construction lines leading towards the vanishing point. From the vanishing point there, I'm going to draw a road, and the road kind of drifts off into the horizon. Then I'm placing vertical lines between, between the construction lines, and I'm just going to darken them so you can see. You have three lines. You have horizontal, vertical, and lines that dissect the vanishing point. So you can always keep that in mind when placing your ruler. Now I'm placing them a little bit darker, and they kind of look like billboards going off into into the horizon. I'm driving on the road and there's these weird billboards sticking out of nowhere. But now I need to draw the walls of these blocks. What I'm going to do is use horizontal lines and then vertical lines going up and down from them. Exactly vertical and exactly horizontal. So keep that in mind. Just going to darken them out. Then using perspective, I just need to figure out what's in front of what. The objects that are closest to the viewer will be in front of the objects going further away. Now I can at least start with a little bit of detail. I have my three buildings on each side, and now to start adding detail, I'm going to take the windows and doors to the horizon line as well, and they kind of drift off. Again, one of your rules of perspective: the closer something is, the bigger it is, the smaller it is, the more it kind of fades away. Yes, Lukey! Okay, now I'm drawing the roads, and you can see the roads are horizontal and just pathways. The more detail, no, what did you press? The more detail I place into, the more real it looks, especially when it comes to three-dimensional detail. Okay, what's this? There you can see the garage. It has a three-dimensional depth to it, which makes your perspective drawing look way more realistic. I think I'm going to add in a balcony. No, some more. Yeah, here comes a balcony. This is going to be a little bit more complex. I think I'm going to make it look like it's made out of glass. Please don't press anything, Luke. Here we go. You play with that. Cool. Okay, then I want to place some buildings behind to create more depth. The first layer of buildings. Again, your rules are they dissect the vanishing point. The vanishing point being that little dot in the middle where everything vanishes off to. Then the walls facing the viewer, those are squares and rectangles, but the walls facing the road, those are all dissect to the vanishing point and tend to drift off. No, don't press anything, buddy. Once I have enough detail, I can start worrying about shading. Your shading, that'll come later, but also remember where your light source is coming from and where you want to create depth. Now, shading with shadows and that creates an extra layer of depth onto your image, and that really makes it pop out nicely. And a few more details in the windows and doors, three-dimensional. Make your windows and doors look three-dimensional. Create that depth. Don't make everything flat. We're not drawing a whole bunch of boxes. We're actually trying to create. We're trying to create depth in our image, especially your windows and doors. Remember, anything that goes above the horizon line, you'll be able to see the bottom of. Anything that goes below the horizon line, you'll be able to see the tops of. So the buildings that are below the horizon line, you can see their roofs. The balcony is a good example. And now for a little bit of color detail. Now, this is where you get to experiment with your medium, whether you want it to be monochromatic, where you only want to do it in pen or you want charcoals. It's all up to you. Painting's cool. I quite like pen and ink. Create a simpler effect. And the last step, which I haven't done here, is I'd be adding in my shadows, and I'd be adding in little details. Pot plants, I'd be adding in cars, cracks into the walls, reflections on the windows. That's where your last step is really making it come alive. And that is the beautiful image of 1 point perspective. This is a simple image and should be very easy for you to follow along. If you need to, you can pause the image, pause the video, and stop and have a look at um, how I've taken them to the vanishing point and how I've taken them which are horizontal and which are vertical lines. But really go crazy with your own ideas. Cool. Peace.